All right, guys. So this is the Fundamentals Season 2, Episode 2. I'm playing against one of my Discord members, Chimps. I did think about going in and doing a Smurf and playing Rated and just smurfing the ladder and showing it off there. But I thought, you know what, it's not very fun for the people I'm playing against. And if I can manage to do this with the Discord community and with my Twitch chat and my YouTube chat, it'll be better. So I'm going to do it this way. This is episode 2. I'm going to play Zeus again. So this is going to be the second time you see this game plan. So we're going to try and explain everything we're going to do and try and do what we can. So this is going to be the 1000 to 1100 ELO rating. Let's jump into it. I'll explain the game plan as we go along, so that you can make some decisions and things like that, and maybe try and explain why certain things are happening. Do my best to play a little bit slower here, being this is a bit lower level, and we'll see how it goes. So as with always, we are going to be making the build orders very, very simple. I don't believe in complicated build orders for anyone under 2000 rating. If you have got a really complicated build order and you are under 2000 rating, good for you. If you can nail it, fantastic. But I don't think it is the be all and end all. Okay, so now here is my first lesson inside of the game plan series. You want to do as much stuff as you possibly can. You don't want to make the game easier for you. So for example, with this scout here, I am not going to use shift click. This gives me the ability to always know what's happening with it while trying to be as quick with my villagers in my base as I possibly can. So you can see I'm checking things, making sure it's all correct, then I bounce back over to my cap. I'm not going to use shift click. Now this is one very, very efficient way to do things, because you're never going to send your scout the wrong way. You're not going to miss out on anything. And 2, it trains you to be very, very quick with jumping between your economic side and your scouting side. So you can see over here, we saw his scout there, which is nice. Villager just popped out. That's going to the wrong side, so we're going to fix that. So I made a mistake, but I fixed it because I'm bumping from my scout back to my town center. The other thing I'm doing while this is going on is I'm constantly looking at my economy here. And I know that I really want to get myself a temple up. So I'm going to do so immediately. I'm also going to be throwing it down in a really safe place. I think putting your temples into safe places is going to be something that's just really smart. Building your base this way is technically the best way to go. Took a little bit of time there with my villagers to sort out my hunt here. That's fine. We're going to go 7 villagers onto the food, and then we put an extra villager or 2 onto wood, and then a couple of villagers over onto gold, and we're going to be advancing. Alright, so come over onto this way. I didn't scout the back side of my base, but I have seen that there's a gazelle there, so I know that that's there. I should have scouted it. So that was a mistake on my part. We also need a house. And we're going to come around this way, and we're just going to clean up the rest of this black fog. And you can see how often my screen is spent on this scout. This is somewhat of an instructional moment, right? This is going to be something I want you to notice when I'm on my army later in the game. Keep that in the back of your mind. When I'm on my army, when I'm looking at other things. All right, it's time to advance. We're going to go through Athena. I'm going to go with 1 villager on temple, 3 on gold, 4 on wood, and 7 on food. Totally fine. I'm going to now go and have a little look-see into my opponent's base. So I see he's getting his temple. He's got his house coming down. He's got his gold mine over here. We are going to run around his base and just get as much information in as we possibly can. Checking out this, I can also get my my Jason in, grab myself that, and that's a shift click because I really do want to make sure that this guy is coming back here. As soon as I've done the action, I'm back over to my scout. Now I'm checking this. I go, okay, I've still got a little bit of food here, so I can wait on that. But I've got in the back of my mind that those food villages will need to move. The next question I've got is, where where is his hunt? Where is his wood? His wood's on the back. His hunt was not spotted yet. I think it's over here. I'm not going to scout it. I'm going to run away for the time being and look over onto that. And now at this point, there's too much stuff going on. I'm going to use shift click. It's fine. If there's too much stuff going on, time to use shift click. Okay, so we're in the next age now. I'm going to go for a barracks. I'm going to go for a stable for now. And I'm going to get myself my Heracles out. I'm going to come over onto this one here. Wuhao Boat of Huang Di. Grab that. I also do need to move my villagers over onto the hunt. And I'd love to get myself a house up. So we're going to do all of that. We're on our back hunt. This is what I would like to call not safe. This is less safe than this and this. So I need to fix that up. I'm going to send all these villagers over here. And we're going to start macroing. I need to get more houses in. I'm going to use these villagers over here to continue to defend onto this side. And I'm going to position myself over here. I'm worried about getting attacked here. Not worried about here. Not worried about here. I'm worried about on this side for the moment. I'm going to put some units over here. And every time I hear the stuff coming out of my buildings, I'm going to try and spend my resources. Now, back to my scout. I need to get some information in. I have got my villagers going to gold. I'm building units, and we should be good to go. I'm going to go in here and scout what he's doing because I don't trust anything at the moment. What is happening? Okay, so he's got himself a longhouse. I get another house, and I'm going to scout again. I'm going to get myself a Pegasus out as well, just to see. Look, that's 2 longhouses, and that's a lot of guys over here. Because this is too much going on for me, I am going to come back. Okay, so he has now just dropped himself his god power. Now, I could come and attack that. That means he's busy. He's not going to be attacking me. I also haven't seen him drop a... I haven't seen him... Let's just see what's happening. I haven't seen him dropping a stable just yet, so I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to be happening with my units. Okay, that's where he's at. I'm going to come and attack this. This here, I can attack. I don't want him to have it. This is a decision I've made, and I feel like I can make this work. Now, if I can get some damage done, happy days. My army is really strong. I see how many units he has. It's really not that many. He's not going to get this up. So we can deny this nicely. And we just charge in. Attack. And we're just going to keep on getting units out while this is going on. I might even bolt this. If I can run my Minotaur away here, because there's a lot of heroes, I will. I don't want to lose it. Everything else can kind of do whatever, and I'm back in once the heroes aren't attacking. He is back onto the guy. I can run him away. And this here is the hill fort sort of stopped and back to my thing. You can see that I am fully focused on my army in this moment. I'm not doing anything except for focusing on my army. And the only reason I'm able to do this is because I'm looking over here and that there is painful. I'm going to stay here. If he wants to do this, this is fine. I'm going to stay. I'm going to run. He's trading a really nice god power to get his thing up, and I'm just going to get out of here. Okay, so our macro is going out the window after this. There was too much stuff going on. I'm going to throw another building down, and we are going to be off to the races now. So I got a lot of damage done. He got a bit of damage done back onto me. I feel like I'm in front here after all of that, but I need to keep scouting. I need to make sure that everything is nice. Now, I could look for more Minotaur angles. I could look for more Archer angles here. I need to get more houses down. But we are just searching. So I do have the angle to attack this back wood line there. I don't want to throw away my scout, nor do I want to throw away this guy. Okay, so we'll get some more things out. I've got myself actually quite a lot of gold. Probably too much. So I'm actually going to take the villagers off of gold here and onto something else. So every time I'm sitting here not doing anything with my army, I'm like consistently looking to make sure that there's nothing going wrong with my economy. I don't want my villagers idle ever. In fact, every time you see the villagers idle, I'm trying to fix that as fast as I humanly can, right? My next port of attack here is actually going to be on his second gold mine. I still have restoration. I took away his, I took away basically everything from him. I'm going to come in here and eat my, let me get myself another Minotaur. Eat my chickens, I think. That's probably the closest resources. Keep getting houses up. Keep spamming units. Okay, I'm going to get scouting here. I'm going to get scouting on this side. And I can actually set this up like this if I like with a patrol. So I don't have to think about it all too much. And I just keep on making sure that units are getting trained. So every time this queue is empty, it's time to train units. Every time you got resources in the bank, it's time to train units. And if you do that, you're never going to find yourself in a place where you're going to be, when you're going to have trouble. So now I've got 2 weaknesses here, I'm noticing. So I'm just going to split up my army just in case. And we're going to get that sorted out. I'm also finding myself with too many resources. So I just said, why not get myself pickaxe? I could just grab it. I had the wood, I had the food, I didn't have the gold. Let me just get myself pickaxe. And you'll find that every single unique technology operates in that sort of a way. Okay, so he's looking for little cheeky raids and things like that. That's fine. I need more gold as well. I think I have too much on food for the time being, so I'm actually going to move forward onto this gold mine, and I'm going to look for even more Minotaur. I could go next age and things like that, but that's not part of my game plan. My game plan here was to get enough damage done early on that I can then move forward. He's throwing walls up everywhere. That's fine. I'm more than happy to come and just knock some walls down once he moves there. So he's got his guys over there. These guys need to get onto gold. And because I got so much favor in the bank, I'm going to get this technology as well. And we're going to start putting villagers to food again. And we can even start getting ourselves, just more Minotaur, I guess, and upgrades. Get this upgrade, get this upgrade, get this. You can even pre-queue these. I am waiting for the moment to see where his gold mine is. And whenever he has this gold mine up, that's when I want to go and attack him. There's plenty of other things you could be doing and looking for extra things. But in this situation, my whole plan here is I need to defend myself and I need to go and attack him on a gold mine when I see that he's there. Now, I still haven't seen that. I'm getting a little bit intrigued as to what's going on. So right now, I'm going to move across the map and I'm going to look to knock this wall down. I have a little inkling that something is going awry here because I haven't... Yeah, he's out of gold. So... And the reason I know that is because my gold mine is expired. And if my gold mine is expired, then that's problems. Like, that means he's going to have no gold mine. So I'm coming over onto this side, and we have seen him there. Okay, so now it's time for another barracks as well. Why is it time for another barracks? Because I just got so many resources coming in, and I need to have more infrastructure. So why not get myself more infrastructure? So we knocked the wall down. In we come. And at this point, this is a perfectly reasonable fight to take. I have restoration as well. And this here is going to be a very, very simple, easy fight to take. I don't have to micro too much. And once we win this position here, and we've taken him off of that gold mine, and we win the fight, if we win the fight, if we couldn't take this fight, then this would not apply. We can now start thinking about dropping our own second town center. Or go to the next age, one of the two. So I'm going to pull back. I don't want to chase him into his main base here because it's dangerous. I don't have the control and I have a whole bunch of idle villagers. So let's get that sorted out. A little bit of a mistake from me. Definitely don't want to have idle villagers if you can help it. But now it's time for a town center. And I can keep getting myself my Minotaurs out and making my army nice and strong. And I can also send my Pegasus over here. Oh, he's got a guy over onto this. Let's send my Minotaur and some other guys over here. Looks like he's going to get the wall upgrade in. I am going to come this way now. He's still trying to get gold, obviously, so I want to stop that. And I'll literally just, like, if he's got walls or whatever, I'll literally just knock it down, and we're just going to keep on going for the gold. Let's come over onto this, get ourselves more stuff. I need another house, final house. We could also throw an armory down at this point now, because we're at full pop. And we can also grab this final technology. Like sort of at any point you can almost grab those technologies, but still. Now, one thing I mentioned, oh, there we go, GG. One thing I mentioned in the first season of the fundamentals is that the most important thing to micro is the hero onto myth unit. Now, the second most important thing to micro is your own myth unit. Everything else doesn't really matter. Like, it does. Like, microing on your archers, that's something to improve. Microing with your Hippias onto backline, that's something to improve. Hoplites getting in front of your archers to protect them, that's something to improve. But in reality, the two most impactful micro things you can do are myth unit and hero. So your myth unit are attacking the right units or running away from the heroes, right? If you don't do that, then they're not going to have as much value. So that's this one. So what you'll notice from this, the big takeaway points are: 1, set up that scout to economy hotkey. So I was using 5 on my scout. So I would jump to here and I would use 3 to come back to my town center. You don't have to use 3. You don't have to use 5. You can use whatever you want, and they're going to help you bounce to whichever position. You can also use your town center hotkey here. This is this hotkey, right? It's the same as double tapping 3 for me. That gets you back to your main base to see what's going on and helps you get faster. And then as you get good at doing that, that translates into your army movements. So when you're moving with your army, you're able to go to your army with control 5 and back here. And that's sort of how things go. Now, this is tough. I didn't explain it very well during the episode, so let me explain it now. How do I select my army? How do I create a control group so that I can bounce between my army? Well, the easiest way to select your army is by using this hotkey. This is called Select All on Screen. Hang on, let me get my settings up. Let me go to hotkeys. Select All on Screen. Select all. This one. Select all Navy military on screen. I use Shift Space. And spacebar is what I use for my idle villages. So it's the two most important hotkeys you can have. Shift Space selects everything. And then after I hit Shift Space, I then hit Control 5. And that sets up my waypoint to go between the two. And I've got this as muscle memory. You don't actually have to do it more than like once or twice. Like you do it just as you move your army the first time. Then so long as all of your group doesn't die, you're still going to be able to tab back over to that group and then shift space and you're good. But if you get good at it, then it does help. So yeah, I think if you think about the game plan here, it was fairly simple. We sit back, wait for him to have to be doing something else. We looked at that and we going to attacked it. And you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, that's sort of something to live and die with. That's part of the game plan. If it doesn't work, it's fine. So long as you've been spamming your resources, you should have success. If it doesn't have success, chances are you weren't spending your resources correctly. That's episode number 2 in the books. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to move into maybe the next level or maybe a similar level for an Egyptian game next.